All right, there we go. So, cool. All right. All right. X Paul says, "No, you don't have to leave. I mean, whatever. I can't kick you out." So, stick around. It's actually for a school class. It will be on YouTube as well, but you're going to be missing some of it just because you don't have all the notes and stuff like that, which I'm not going to send to you, but whatever. You can still get some knowledge. I don't mind. And if you like the classes, sign up. Come join us at SAE. All right, so, all right. But it's an actual school, but I can't control if you stay here or not, so whatever. It is what it is. All right, so strip silence. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a new session in Pro Tools. And we're going to go over here, Command W, and all right, so I'm going to call this one TG Pro Tools Lab 2. There you go. And again, we're going to make sure all the settings are correct. Let me just, I'm recording good. Make sure all the settings are correct. Settings last used, 441, wave, 24-bit, interleaved. There we go. Cool. All right. So we got this here now. I'm going to, let's see, this talks about how to set up your playback engine and stuff like that, which we already talked about the other day, so I'm not going to go into that. Now we're going to create a mono audio track and name it Counting. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new mono audio track, give it a name, Counting. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and set up let's see here. This part here of the lab actually talks about something that's not, it has to do with like a audio interface that you guys don't actually have. So don't worry about it too much. We're not going to stress that. Put that over there like that. Good. We need to also make sure we have a click track in here. So I'm going to go ahead and go to track, create click track. Now, I made a click track yesterday. Let's go ahead. I mean, I set up a click yesterday, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do that again. Inserts, sends. I'm going to just have everything on here. So I'm going to open up my click, and you can hear that. That click is nasty. Nasty. Not a fan. So what we're going to do here is we're going to change this click. And I'm going to click on these here. I'm going to find some sound that I like. Let's go to marimba. Not a fan of that. Classic. Oh, worse. Not the worst. Here we go. Smooth stick. We went through these the other day. What is it? So find the one that you like. I'm going to go ahead and use one of these block things. There we go. All right, I like that sound there. I'm going to turn it down a little bit so it's not blasting my ears. Use your MacBook, yeah, cool. So Johnny says he uses MacBook for this and you just ignore the parts about the Apollo. Yep, absolutely. If you don't have an audio interface and all you have is the microphone and your MacBook, that's fine. That's all you need is the microphone and your MacBook. That's literally all you need to use. So you don't need to get super fancy with this. All right, so now I got this. Now, let me just show you real quick. I just made this sound that I like. Okay, I want to go ahead and save that. So I can go up here and click on this little button here and go Save Settings. And I'm going to call this one Tony Click, like that. And now it shows up here in my list of presets, which this one doesn't have any presets. So now I've got this preset here for Tony Click. And now what I can do, to change the click, you're going to click on these little things right over here. Right over here. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up to be my default click setting. So what I do is I click on this right here and I say set as user default. So I'm going to set this here. Now, every time I make a click track, it's going to pop up with that. So there you go. All right, so we got that. Click track is good. I'm going to go ahead and make that mini. We don't need that to be big. Nice. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab my microphone right up in here. I'm going to turn on the camera here so you can see me. Oh, I don't want to put it over the pandas though. Hold on a second. The pandas are more interesting than me. There we go. Cool. All right. Okay. There we go. Yeah, you don't need to see my keyboard right now. You can just look at my camera. So there we go. Check, check, 1, 2. So I've got my check, check, 1, 2. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Cool. And I'm going to go over here and hit I. I'm going to turn on my mute first to mute it so we don't hear it. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, there we go. Make sure my input is good. Cool, so it says over here, in Pro Tools, record enable the counting track. Command click where it says volume and shows you the fader position. So you can click on that, hold down command and click that. And I'll show you some different things here. You can scroll through those, whatever you want to do. So you can click on this until it says peak. Check, 1, 2. Oops, that's not peak, that's delay. There you go, peak, check, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, there we go. I see you love pandas. No, I just think pandas are chill. I can put other stuff in there. We're going to have a different movie every day. I got all sorts of movies for y'all. Awesome. All right. So, so talking to the microphone, adjust the gain on the preamp. Well, I already did that. Now I'm going to be making a recording of myself counting to 12 while listening to the metronome. So here's what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and do that. Hit record and record yourself counting to 12. So I'm going to go ahead and over here in Pro Tools, I'm going to start it recording. I'm not going to do bar 1. I'm going to do one bar like this and hit go. Oops, no tracks are record enabled. Ha 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 ha. Here you go. Now we go. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, now I got that there. That's me counting 12. If I listen to it, we're going to hear it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, now what you're going to notice is that it's a little bit behind the beat because remember, I'm going through 3 different pieces of software. When you're doing this with just the one piece of software, I think like Johnny, for example, yesterday, you probably weren't that as behind the beat as I am. This is not because I'm that far behind the beat. It's because I'm actually going through so many different software. There's a lot of latency going on there. So in a normal situation, I wouldn't have that much latency. I made this tea last night and I put ice in it. It was amazing. Oh, so good. All right. I'm from the South. I come from Georgia. I was born in Georgia and I grew up in Florida. And so like Southern like sweet iced tea is just like, oh. Okay. So we got that one. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make a new playlist. Now what I want to show you real quick is we're going to go into my preview here. We're going to come back to strip silence because that's actually what Andre was asking about the other day. But we're going to go over here and talk about the playlists here. Now, basically what this is, what we're about to do is we're about to put multiple audio recordings onto one track. And we're going to comp them together, okay? So we're going to have different playlists like right here on one track. So we've got one track, but multiple playlists. So we got this. Let's just go back here and listen to this real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you can hear that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to make a new playlist. I'm going to click on this arrow and I'm going to hit new. The shortcut for this is actually Option, wait, is it Option, Control? Option Shift, Option Control. Hold on, I thought I knew what the shortcut was. Maybe I don't know what the shortcut is, or maybe the shortcut doesn't work on this. Well, it was one of those. I don't know where it went to now. Okay, I'll figure it out. But I thought the shortcut was that. But anyway, what you can do is you can click on this and go to New and make yourself a new playlist. Now, once you hit New, it's going to pop up a little dialog here. So it's going to ask you a name for the playlist. You don't have to give it a name because it's automatically going to have a number here, .01, and you can just hit Enter. So you can just make a new playlist and hit Enter. Now, once I do this, see what happened? The track became empty again. If I want to go back and see this, boom, there it is. Okay, boom. So let's go ahead and record me counting again. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, cool. All right. Johnny, I was just trying to get the shortcut for creating an empty playlist, but it doesn't seem to be working on this keyboard. This keyboard's a little bit, as you can tell, it's a little bit different from other keyboards. So not all the shortcuts are going to work, possibly. All right, so there we go. So now I have this one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I got that one, and I got this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See how these two different things are on here, but they're both going through the same track. And I can't play them both at the same time without copying them onto a new audio track. So I've got these here. So now I'm going to make a new playlist. I'm just going to hit New, hit Enter, and I'm going to go in here. I'm going to mute, record, back it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yay. My girlfriend's going to be like, why are you shouting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I got that one. I can go back and listen to these other ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So I got all these different playlists here. And this is basically what playlists do. They allow me to record it different ways onto a track, so I can try different versions of the same thing. This is exactly what you use if you're creating, if you're recording verses and stuff for pop music or any kind of music really, and you're trying to get the perfect take. What you do is you do multiple takes and you record it multiple times, and then you go back and comp it together, which is what we're about to do. So in the homework here, what it does is it says, click, do this, until you have 5 total takes. So we've got 3 so far. So let's do 2 more. So I'm just going to go here, hit New. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Awesome. And then we're going to do one more. And this one's going to be called the question take. What? Whoops. Wrong button. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Sounds like questions. All right. So now we got this. And let's just listen to these real quick. I'm going to turn my click off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, and now I can just flip between them. Okay, and that's pretty cool. So now in the lab over here, let's make one more new one and call it a comp. So I'm going to make one more new one. And I'm going to call this one counting, comp. Boop. I'm going to go ahead and put my keyboard back on. You don't need to see my face anymore. We're done. We're done recording. All right, so now it's an empty playlist again. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go over here, and we talked about this the other day. I'm just going to change this into playlists right here. Boop, playlists. And now you can see all my playlists are down here, all spread out before me. And now when I want to listen, if I hit play and I listen to it, you can see there's nothing going on here. But if I want to listen to one of these, I hit the solo button on that playlist I want to listen to. My solo button is right over here. I hit the solo, the comp lane.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Right? So you can see I've got all these different ones in here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put, I want to show you something. And this is in the notes. What we're talking about is, oops, right here. So any effect plugins on the track are applied to all the playlists, because this is the important thing, is that what we're doing here is it's not individual tracks. It's one track, but it's multiple playlists. It's multiple audio files on that track that you can only play one at a time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of effects on here. Plugins. We're going to put an EQ, get rid of that low end. Just put a little thing here, a little high pass down there. Boop. Okay, cool. And then we're going to go ahead and put a compressor on here as well. And I'm just going to use the one that comes with it, the compressor limiter. Boop. And I'm going to compress it quite a lot, actually.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So it'll just, because it has to go through a bunch of them. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in here a little distortion, actually. We're going to put a little distortion. Now, this is not something I would do in real life, probably, but I'm doing it here just so we can hear it really well. Where's my... Well, actually, one of my favorite distorters is the Bermuda Triangle. Let's go ahead and use this, just because I can. This is not one that you have. This is the only one that I have, actually. Turn this down.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Okay, cool. So now, you can hear that if I solo any one of these out,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
okay, they all go through the same they all go through the same effects, right? And that's just how that works, okay? Now, I've made my point. We're not going to have to listen to it all the time with the distortion on it. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. And I'm going to keep the other ones on here, though. I'm going to put one more plugin on here. EQ. Since we were talking about the Pro Q3, I'm just going to go ahead and show you the Pro Q3 because it is one of my favorite EQs. It's not what I normally would use for vocals, but we'll just put it in here for now. Do that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Cool, awesome. Okay, so you can see there we go. We got a little thing going on there, and that's the Pro Q3. Pro Q3 is dope. Really, really good little plugin. I can click on any one of these and adjust the gain down here. You get a lot of control over stuff. My high shelf here. We can change the slope. We can change the Q. It's a really neat little thing. Cool. All right, so we got that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and comp these together. Now, all that effect stuff I just did, that's actually, so I'm just showing you that to prove a point. That's not actually part of the homework, or not homework, the lab. So, it's up to you if you want to add that in, if you just want to experiment with it and try it. But what we're going to do next is we're going to comp this stuff together. So that's this part here. I was just talking about that just to show you. So here's what comping does. Comping allows you to put together a new audio recording from multiple takes. So the comp playlist would be on the top, and we have different sections that we put together from different parts here. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to make these a little bit bigger just so I can see them easier. There we go. And zoom out a little bit. Okay, cool. So now what I'm going to do is I can listen to these one at a time and say, where do I want to start? So
1, 2.
Start.
1, 2, 3.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and use that one. Now, I highlight it, and then what I do is I go over here and I click the arrow here. The arrow puts it up to the top. Ba-doop, right there, boom. Now it's up at the top. Now, if I listen to the top part,
1, 2.
And the way I listen to the top part is I make sure that none of these have the solo button pressed. So if nothing has solo, then the top part is what we're going to hear.
1, 2.
And you can hear that's all we're hearing. So now let's listen to, I want to hear this one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, let's use this right here. I'm going to use that one there. I'm going to put it up to the top by clicking this little arrow key here. Boop. Turn off my solo button. And now we're going to hear this one and this one.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Awesome. Okay, let's listen to our whispery ones.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, I like the 9 and the 9, 10. I like the 9, 10 from these. So I'm going to use 9 and 10 from these here. So I got to find some for these here. Let's listen to these down here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh yeah, let's use 5. Now, there's a shortcut for this. The shortcut is Control-Option-V, and it puts it up to the top. So it's much easier than constantly mousing back over here to hit the up arrow. Control-Option and V, that's the shortcut. So here, right here on my things here, and I'm going to go over there, and I'm going to go over here. Let's put this up here. Boop, there we are. Now let's listen to these. Turn off the solo.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh wait, not that one. Hold on. Let's use these. Get rid of you. Put you there. There we go. And then 9, 10, 7, 8, 9. Is that the wrong 9? Okay, wait. I got these wrong here. Let's do this. That's the ones I wanted. Put you there. And then I want to end on a question. So, I'm laughing to myself because Andre says, damn, this would have saved me so much space on my projects instead of cluttering everything up. Yes, well, I'm a big believer in if you learn how to do things the hard, long way, you're actually learning some really good tools for how to do things a different way. Like I mentioned the other day on day one, on Monday, I really think that experimentation is key. Knowing how to use things correctly is very important, but being okay with trying things and doing things the wrong way is great too, because that's how we actually learn how to do things, new things. So I'm sorry that you're just now learning this and that you wasted a lot of time doing things a long way, but I think it'll end up being really good for you in the future that you did do things that other way. All right, so here, let's listen to this. Let's hear what it sounds like.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
That's hilarious, right? So now one thing in here that I want to show you real quick is I want y'all to see my face so you can see my reaction to things. Okay, so one thing in here is this one right here. This one here is not really as loud as the other ones because it was like, I recorded it in my room and I was kind of shouting and a little bit further away. So I'm gonna go ahead, now that we're done comping stuff, I like this comp. If you wanted to try a different comp, what you would do is just make a new playlist, give us a new comp, like that, and it puts my old comp down here in the bottom, and I would just go through and say, all right, here's to put that up here, and then do this one over here, and then do this one, wait, no, let's do this one here, like that, and then let's do some of these. And then do a couple of these over here, and then these here, like that. So, you know, I'm just showing you a different comp. Once I'm done comping, I would go back to my waveform view, like this, and I can just scroll through. See here in my list, now I've got my different ones that I just did, so I can check out both my different comps. So now let's listen to this one, and what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna loop this section of the song, so it just keeps doing it on a loop. Okay, so we got that there. Make sure my loop playback is turned on right up here. There it is, awesomeness.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1.
And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna turn this up. Now, see how I've got these little numbers in here? This is what we call clip gain. Clip gain came about in Pro Tools, I think it was Pro Tools 10. Wow, it was a long time ago. And it's great. It's one of the coolest things they ever added into stuff. They actually got the idea from the clip gain in Ableton Live, and I mean, I could do a whole lesson on just stuff that Ableton Live created that the other programs like stole. This is one of them. I think Pro Tools did it better though, because it's actually here in your session. And now clip gain, what it is just making the clip actually louder or softer, and it's not affecting the volume of the track over here. So what I can do is I can go ahead and grab this in here like this. Now let's listen.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Awesome. Now what you'll notice is that it sounds like I'm in a room shouting, and the reason why it sounds like I'm in a room shouting is because, guess what? I'm in a room shouting. Hey, this is, you can see the beautiful wallpaper around me here. Let's just see what this room looks like that Tony's in. Here's me. Wait, let's put it in big mode. Hi. And the room is a beautiful room. There's my camera that's above me. You can see the camera above me. It's very amazing. And here's my computer, and it's actually a beautiful dining room. There's got this stairway and the kitchen over there, and like here's the corner with my coat, like the behind the scenes. Oh my gosh, movie magic, right? Okay, so that's what this looks like. It is kind of, we can actually have a whole thing about this someday if you want. It's pretty interesting. So that's where I am. It's a room. It's just a room. The corner. What corner? This corner over here with my coat and everything in the corner? Or are you talking about the corner with the plants? Which corner? We can talk about it when we go to Zoom in a little bit. So that's what's actually going on in my life behind the scenes here. Let me just put that so I'm in the middle. So let's also, we don't need to see me again. Okay, there we go, cool. So that's why it sounds like I'm in a room. Now, if I want to make it so it sounds like I'm less in a room, what I would do actually is, let's cut out some of this reverb on here real quick. Let me just go ahead and
6, 7, 6.
Let's go ahead and cut this reverb out, shall we? Do that and make it sound a little bit more intimate. And we're going to do that by getting rid of that reverb. And we're going to drag this one over like that. There we go. So now let's listen to this.
6, 7, 6, 7.
Oh, the plants. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. The plants. Yeah, the plants are good. Okay, so you can hear it doesn't, it's not exactly getting rid of all the reverb because it's really hard to do that. But It's getting rid of some of it.
6, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, 6.
Did a home tour and 2 bears died. Oh, those bears are so cute. All right, so there we are. Now let's listen to everything.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Too
11,
much.
12.
I cut these too much.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Yeah.
10, 11, 12. 1.
Cool, and that sounds pretty good. I mean, the shouting ones don't really match, but there we go. So now we got that all together. So what I want you to do for the screenshot for this, for your submission for this one, once you're done, you got all the stuff, and you got, let's get some, talks about getting some crossfades in here. And the crossfades, put it in slip mode, and just to make sure that there's no, whoops, just, you want to get a little bit of crossfades, just to make sure there's no pops and clicks and stuff. Essentially, if it sounds fine, you don't really need all the crossfades in real life, but I do want to have a little bit of a crossfade thing just to show me that you know how to do crossfades. Does that make sense? Whoops, that one doesn't. It's not going to be happy because of that. If it won't let you do the crossfade, see, watch, this won't let me do the crossfade here. See how it's not letting me do one? The reason why is because there's already a fade right here. So I'll just do a fade up on this one here. Oops. And boop, there we go, cool. Now I'm gonna do a little fade out on this one here, so we're good. Yep. Nice, let's listen to this.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2.
Awesome, sounds good. I'm using the crossfade to do the, yeah, I mean, if you're in Smart Tool mode, see what happens. Wait, so here, I guess you're asking about the about my crossfades, right? So if you have the Smart Tool turned on, see how I've got my Smart Tool turned on up here? When you mouse between them, it becomes this crossfade tool here, like this. And I click, and you drag to the left or the right, and it creates that fade there. That's how you create these crossfades. And you don't need big crossfades, just little small crossfades. Basically what you're doing is you're just looking to make sure that there's no pops and clicks. That's the important part, just that there's no pops and clicks going on with the when you're listening to it. So let's listen to it one more time. I said oh wait, hold on, let's listen to it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2,
Yep.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1.
Cool. Now let's hear what it sounds like without these plugins on it. If we go back to just raw audio, let's hear what it sounds like.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3.
Maybe these
4,
turn these down.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
That's a little bit smoother. Okay, so now, and that's a really good example of why it's important to listen to stuff without the effects and hear what it sounds like without effects when you're adding effects and stuff like that. Make sure you're always checking things out. So here's the one band EQ. Now what this one is going to do is it's just going to cut the low frequencies out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
See, well, let's listen to it. I'm going to turn it on and off.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2.
So you can hear those low frequencies more. And then over here, I got this one. Let's turn this one on. This is my compression.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Just kind of evens things out a little bit.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And then Pro Q3 just kind of pulls it in a little bit more, just makes it all sound a little bit more uniform, which is what we really want when we're doing this kind of stuff here. You really want it to sound like very, very uniform when you're doing that there. So that is what's up with that. And so then what you do with this one here is just take a screenshot, just Command-Shift-4, and then just screenshot, boop, like that. So now I got my screenshot. So that's what the screenshot looks like. And you can, whatever you want to do in here with the screenshot, you could put a note to me. Tony, you are so cool. There you go. Boom. But obviously, you don't have to do that. Don't save. So that's how you would submit that. You just submit that in. Now, once again, if you do not have a laptop with Pro Tools, do not worry about submitting these right now. I'm not going to give you I'm not going to fail you or anything like that. But this is also why it is super important that you do that questionnaire. This questionnaire is so, so important. I need you all to do the questionnaire. If you keep getting emails from me about doing the questionnaire, then do the questionnaire. If I've got a list of people who didn't. Let me see. Do you want us to submit the Pro Tools session of the lab as well? No, I do not. I only want you to submit the screenshot. Only the screenshot. Okay. So if you did not do the questionnaire and then next week you say to me, hey Tony, I sent it, but I sent you an email. Okay, then let's talk. We're gonna go to Zoom here after the break. So let's talk and make sure. I'm gonna share my screen with you. We're gonna talk about this stuff and make sure that we're all on the same page here. But yeah, if you didn't send me the questionnaire, and then next week you say to me, Tony, I want Pro Tools, I'm gonna say to you, I'm sorry, I can't do anything about it. You're sleeping. I can't help you if you're sleeping. I'm not gonna wake you up. I can't. I don't know where you live. I can't come over and wake you up. So yeah, you can redo it. Yeah, you can totally redo it. You can send me an updated one or whatever. Let's talk during the Zoom session, right? Cool. Now, before we stop though, we're gonna talk about one more thing. XPaul, yeah, you could totally, whatever, man. You can chill. We're not quite done yet. There's one more thing we need to talk about. That is strip silence. Strip silence is super duper important. And this is what Andre was asking about like yesterday or 2 days ago. So let's go back in here. We're going to go to one of these ones here. Let's listen to this one. Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4.
There's that one. Hold on, let's listen to a different one. Let's see.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, yeah, let's listen to this one here. And this is a good example about strip silence stuff. And I'm gonna actually make my monitor, I'm gonna go ahead across the whole entire monitor here because I wanna have all the real estate. Boom, there we go, yay. Oh, we don't need to worry about that one, but whatever. Okay, so strip silence. Strip silence is essentially like a gate. It's like a gate that is, there we go, nice and big, cool. It's like a manual gate. With a gate, the way it works is when the sound gets louder, it opens the gate and you hear the sound. The gate basically is just a silence. It's like a silence machine. And you put the threshold, where do you want it to go? And you go boop, and it opens up the gate, and then when the sound comes back down, it closes the gate. This is great for things like hum or microphone noise or stuff like this. Here, listen to this. This is a great use for, hear that? All that sound in there, right? So that's a great use for strip silence. Now, let me just go ahead and put a gate on here, and so we can see what we're talking about. I'm gonna put the gate before the compressor, but after my low cut. So we're gonna do this. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna put the gate right here. because this is where the strip silence would be. So we're going to go in here to Dynamics, and we're going to go up here to Gate, Expander Gate. And the gate, whoops, the gate has these controls. Hold on, let me just get it in here like this. Bloop. Has these controls, and so I've got my threshold here. I've got my attack, hold, release. I'm going to turn my hold down a little bit. My release, okay, and my ratio, turn that up. Okay, cool. So let's turn this down.
1, 2, 3.
Okay. Now, if I set this too low, we're going to hear all this noise over here. If I set it too high, it's not going to open correctly. So let me just put it right here, and let's just listen to it. We got to listen to it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, you hear that? How it's like it's doing its job. Yeah, that's the noise of my handling the mic and stuff like that. But it's doing its job, but it sounds weird, right? So let's listen to it one more time. See how it's more or less cutting these things out right here?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Right, but we're missing all the good stuff where I'm talking, right? That's super annoying. This is why I don't like gates. Gates are super hard, they're super like picky to use. They're great for like really loud things like guitars or drums or stuff like that, but they're not great for vocals and things that need a little bit more finesse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my strip silence. So I click in here, and we're going to use the what is it? Edit, strip silence down here, strip silence. There we go. Command U. Boop. There's my strip silence. Now let's go back and look at the notes real quick. Okay, and this just talks about the gate controls, the threshold, the hold, the attack, the release, all that stuff. Now strip silence, Command U. It lets you select the clip you want to apply strip silence to. You hit Command U, adjust the controls appropriately, and apply strip silence. The controls are very similar to these gate controls. They're almost the same. You got the strip threshold, which is your threshold, duration, which is the hold, start pad and end pad. Those are different. So what happens is I click it, and now I can set my threshold, and now it's going to outline all the boxes. I'm going to set my minimum duration, and it's going to outline the boxes for me. Now you see here, it put a whole bunch of boxes in here. So I'll just go ahead and adjust my minimum duration up a little bit. There we go. Boom. So now I've got nice little boxes around each one of my little blobs for my vocal here. And if I strip this, watch what happens. What it's going to do is it's actually going to cut out everything that's not inside a box. Boop, like that. Now if we listen to it,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Right? Doesn't sound great. But the cool thing is I can actually zoom in on one of these, and all it did was trim it. So I can actually pull it back and set that like that and give a little like that. So now
1, 2, 3.
I could go through and make it perfect.
1, 2.
Like that. Now that would take a while. If you are doing this to like a pop track or some kind of track that somebody's paying you a lot of money for, then I would take the time to do that because it's important. But if it's just like a demo or whatever, don't worry about it because you can go, you want to save this time kind of stuff for later. But for demos, don't worry about it. But for final tracks, you do worry about it. So let's go back here. I'm going to go ahead and apply my strip silence. Let's go ahead and open up strip silence again. Now here, I've got the pad, the start and the end pad. And what this pad is for is it basically adjusts the end and the beginning of each of what the threshold and the duration are adjusting. So what I do is I can just add these up a little bit so it'll just make sure it doesn't chop too much here. Okay, there we go. Now, what's going to happen though, you'll see that sometimes some of these like boxes disappear. And that's because the start and the end start to overlap and it becomes one big thing. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it clipped like that. Boop, like that. Now I hit strip. Now it should sound a little bit better. Let's listen to it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Okay, cool. So now we're getting closer. Johnny, I'm going to answer your question in just a second. That's a great question. Okay. Would you consolidate it? And the answer is yeah, but hold on, not yet. So I'm going to pull this down. And if I really wanted to go through and make this very, very, very clean, like sterile clean, I would go through all these. I would go through all the. And then adjust these all to make them really sterile clean. Now this is not going to sound super, super natural. Not supernatural, but it's not going to sound very natural. But sometimes you want this like super cleaned up sound, and this is how you would do it. And then the other thing is, what you got to remember with all this stuff is that we are creating magic for people who are not even looking for magic. Now, oops, I don't know if that makes sense, but what I mean by that is people who are listening to songs, they don't really know all the magic that's possible. So you can actually get away with a lot, and people don't really realize it, that they're being tricked. Almost like very few pop singers ever sing without having like a lot of cleaning done. Let me see here. That's why I was curious on that shortcut, because on FL, for example, I haven't found this method. So each sample I have to cut and edit, but also manually strip. This is super awesome. Yeah. So again, and you can use this for all kinds of stuff. It's really, really cool for all kinds of stuff. Let me see here. Facts, that's deep. I use this in post-production. Yep, absolutely. It's a huge thing for post. Yep. Boom, boom, boom. Dummies. I wouldn't call people dummies. Voiceovers, etc. Yep, great way to put it in audiobooks. Yeah, absolutely. Audiobooks, that kind of stuff. Yeah, super, super important. And actually, since you mentioned audiobooks, I feel like we should talk about audiobook recording stuff. It's something I haven't put it into the curriculum yet, but maybe we should. All right, here, let me put my keyboard back up too, so y'all can just see my keyboard. All right, what I'm doing with stuff. Okay, so I got this. Let's listen to it now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Right? Actually, that sounds good. I mean, it doesn't sound unnatural. It just sounds very, very clean. Now, like Johnny said, I would go ahead and consolidate this. And I'm actually going to move things over. Let's listen to the click track. I'm going to put this grid at one bar, the quarter note. And I'm going to go ahead and grab this out and move this over like this. So everything is lined up. Let's listen to it with the click track.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Cool. Now this one here, these two right here, I'm going to move them back a little bit because they were a little bit late. Here we go. Let's listen to it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hold on. Let's move this one over a little bit. It's a little bit late still. And I'm going to nudge, I'm going to turn my samples up here. Now, when you're moving things around, since I'm just on the subject, when you're moving stuff around, here's 10 samples, 100 samples. See this one that says nudge? Well, this is something that if you have if you have a computer and if you have a plus and minus key with a numeric keypad, over here on the right-hand side, I got a plus and minus key. What I can do is I can use the pluses and minus keys to actually nudge by just a certain amount of samples. So if I don't want to keep dragging it around.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Awesome, that sounds great. Let's put.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Perfect, okay? And now the next step I would do, as Johnny said before, is I just move this over here. I would highlight all this stuff, and I would just consolidate it. Option Shift 3, boop, to make it into one new audio file. Now, Herbie says, what are samples? Samples are just units of measurement for the DAWs use, and they actually don't all use them. Well, they do now. Like Ableton Live was like kind of a holdout on using samples, but it's not something you need to worry about too much. But you know how like your audio is the sample rate you learned in Mod 1 about the sample rate? And the sample rate is, for most stuff, is 44,100, right? Well, that sample rate is saying 44,100 samples per second. Every single sample, every single second has 44,100 samples. You could actually zoom in to the audio here. If I show you in Pro Tools, we can zoom all the way in. Let's just zoom into this one right here. And if I zoom all the way in, this is actually zooming into my samples. Now, Pro Tools doesn't show you the samples, but if I click, if I zoom in, you can see how it's like, it's moving in like little increments here. That's actually your samples. That's one sample, that little block right there that it's moving by. That's what the samples are. It's not, like I said, it's not super important that you know that, like that you internalize that. But what is important is just that when we're looking at our nudge here, just the bigger samples are a bigger nudge. So for example, if I'm nudging like this, if I have a big one, see it's gonna move by a lot. If I have a small one up top, it moves by a little bit, and you can't even see it moving because it's so small, right? You can change your nudge to be different things, bars and beats, and you could change it to be like eighth notes, quarter notes. If you're making beats and stuff, you want to nudge things around, you could use it for that. I never do, but you could. Let me see here. Knock J is saying, so wait, one more thing since we're on the subject. Herbie says, how does it affect the recording? And the answer is it doesn't. It does not affect the recording. When I'm using nudge on the sounds, it's just moving the placement. So it's affecting the rhythm of things, but it's not affecting the recording. It doesn't affect the recording. And then Knock JSAE says, the consolidation preserved the fades, right? And the answer is absolutely yes. It preserved the fades. So all the fades that we had in there before. Here, let me just undo this a few times so we can go back to, hold on. Okay, so there we are. Boom, wait, boom, okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate this. Now duplicating the playlist, what that does is it's gonna make a copy of that same playlist. So I'm gonna do .01 -01 like that. Now I've got .01 and .01 too. Like they look exactly the same. And what I'm gonna do is on this one here, I'm gonna consolidate this. So if I listen to this one here, turn off my click.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Cool, so that's what that one sounds like. If I listen to this one,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
they're literally exactly the same sound because one is just the individual files and one of them I just consolidated together. So there's no difference except for now this is an audio file on my computer and I can move it around and it shows up over here in the clips list and it's a bold name. So, and just, this is in the notes. I just kind of glossed over it real quick, but let's just go back into the notes here for a second and just show this. And there's more notes about the strip silence as well that you can play around with. And if you have questions, you can ask me. But that's the main thing we just talked about. But let me just show you real quick in the clips list here, these ones here, bold are whole audio files. So this one here is a whole audio file. And if I start chopping it up, now you can see these are the edits to that whole audio file. So that's what the difference is between these different things. The bold ones are the whole audio file. That's what's on your hard drive. And these other ones are the edits. So that's what's up. All right. So what I want to do is I want to take this over to Zoom because I want to hear y'all talking, and I want to discuss all the stuff we just talked about. And let's hear some questions, some ideas, things like that. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a 10-minute break. We're going to be back at 12:10, a little bit under 10 minutes. Be back at 12:10, and we're going to start up in Zoom, and we're going to go for a little bit, and then I'm going to let y'all go, but I'm going to still be here so we can talk in class about stuff. Okay. Cool in the gang. So that's what's up. Let's be back on Zoom. Y'all know where that is at 12:10.